Good morning, children. So, in today's session, we are going to learn the preparation and properties of dioxygen. So, we already have learned the physical and chemical properties of group 16 elements. So, in that, the first element of this group 16 element is oxygen. So, we are going to see their preparation and their properties. So, see the preparation. So, in laboratory. So, in laboratory also we can prepare oxygen by heating oxygen containing salts like potassium chlorate. Okay, when potassium chlorate is heated in the presence of manganese dioxide, we will get potassium chloride and oxygen. So we got here oxygen, right? Not only that, by heating this potassium permanganate also, KMnO4 on heating you will get K2MnO4 plus MnO2 plus and oxygen. So in laboratory we can get oxygen by heating this potassium chlorate and potassium permanganate. Not only that, in second process by thermal decomposition of oxides of metals. So the metal containing oxides. Yes, so by thermal decomposition of metal oxides, we are going to get the dioxygen or oxygen. So look at here, Ag2O. Ag2O gives rise silver and oxide. Understand? Not only that, mercury oxide also. HgO gives rise Hg mercury plus oxide. That means it is decomposed to give their elemental form. Understand? Whenever metal and oxygen combines, it forms metal oxides. Under decomposition, they are going to be separated to give metal and oxygen. So next one, Pb3O4 under thermal decomposition is going to give PbO plus oxygen. Understand? PbO plus oxygen. Not only this, PbO2 also undergo thermal decomposition to give to PbO plus O2. So what did you understand by this? So by heating, by thermal decomposition of metal oxides, it is going to be separate into its metals, respective metals and oxygen. So by this process we are going to get the oxygen. So next one, not only this, by heating hydrogen peroxide also in the presence of catalyst manganese dioxide, we are going to get H2O, water plus oxygen. Understand, children? So these are the preparations. We have learned two preparations of oxygen. Now we are going to see the physical properties of oxygen. So can we see the color of oxygen? No. So the oxygen is colorless and odorless gas, and it is highly soluble in water. So the oxygen which is present in marine water or lake water or ponds, rivers, anything, it enhances the life, it enhances the active aquatic life which is present in that water. Understand? So that is called dissolved oxygen. The oxygen which is present in the water helps the aquatic life or aquatic plants to get their life process. Understand, children? So if we move to the next process, next property, they are having stable isotopes of O816, O817 and O818. So these are the three stable isotopes of oxygen, and it is paramagnetic in nature. Why it is paramagnetic in nature, children? Because due to their unpaired electrons. Oxygen is having two unpaired electrons. Based on their unpaired electrons, they are paramagnetic in nature. Next we move into the chemical properties. So chemical properties means how they react with other element and what they are going to be formed. They are called chemical properties. So oxygen directly reacts with nearly all metals and non-metals except noble metals like gold, platinum and noble gases. Okay, and it won't react with some of the noble gases. So the reaction between the oxygen and the other metals are exothermic in nature. So the reaction between oxygen and other metals. So whenever the oxygen react with other metals, they are exothermic in nature. That means they release some heat energy. Understand? So here some example we are going to see now. When calcium reacts with oxygen, it forms calcium oxide. When phosphorus reacts with oxygen, it forms phosphorus oxide. And when carbon, this is non-metal. Okay, carbon reacts with oxygen, it forms carbon dioxide. And aluminium reacts with oxygen to form aluminium oxide. Next, methane also reacts with oxygen to form CO2 and 2H2O. Not only that, we are going to see that sulfur dioxide, okay, non-metallic oxide also reacts with oxygen in the presence of V2O5, vanadium pentoxide to give to SO3. Yes, and whenever acid reacts with oxygen, what happens? So here HCl reacts with oxygen in the presence of CuCl2 to give 2Cl2 plus water molecule. So this is about the chemical properties of oxygen. Next we are going to see the uses. So we are having many uses of oxygen, isn't it? For respiration and for combustion. For respiration, we human beings or animals, even plants also require oxygen for their life process. Understand, whatever oxygen we are taking, that combines with the food to release energy, and without oxygen there is no the process of combustion. Okay, so for respiration and for combustion, oxygen is used, and it is used in oxyacetylene welding. In weldings also oxygen is used, and in the manufacture of many metals like steel, oxygen is used. And in hospitals, what are hospitals? We know that oxygen cylinders will be present, which provides oxygen to the patients. Understand? Next, in a high altitude flying and in mountaineering, okay, they also carry oxygen. When we move to the high altitude, we don't get the oxygen, isn't it? So as we move above the sea level, the oxygen level will be decreased. That is why the mountaineering, the people who climb the mountains, they all carry their oxygen along with them. Next one, liquid oxygen is used as a fuel in a rocket. Yes, so these are the uses of oxygen. Next topic comes to simple oxides. Okay, the oxides, it is of two types, simple oxides and mixed oxides. Simple oxides are nothing but, see, look at here, when any metal or non-metal combines with oxygen, they are called simple oxides. Example, MgO, Al2O3. And mixed oxides like Pb3O4, Fe3O4. Understand, simple oxides are again classified into three types based on their nature. Simple oxides are again classified into three types based on their nature. They are maybe acidic, basic, or amphoteric. So what do you mean by acidic? So what do you mean by acidic oxides? The oxides combines with water to give an acid is called acidic oxide. So whenever oxygen combines with water to give an acid, it is called an acidic oxide. So example, SO2, Cl2O7, CO2, N2O5. So example, look at here, what I said, oxides. So here oxide SO2 combines with water molecule. Sulfur dioxide reacts with the water to give H2SO3. So these are acidic oxides. When sulfur dioxide reacts with water, it forms sulfurous oxide, that is H2SO3. So they are acidic in nature. So when an oxide combines with water, they gives an acid. So they are called acidic oxides. Next comes to basic oxides. So how they will be formed? So the oxides which gives a base with water. So whenever any oxide reacts with water, they will give base. Such type of things are known as basic oxides. Example, Na2O, CaO, BaO. Understand? So calcium oxide. So here metallic oxide reacts with water to give calcium hydroxide, that is metal oxides. Understand, children? So metal oxides are basic in nature. Next come to amphoteric. Some metal oxides exhibit a dual nature. That means they show acidic character and basic character. So acidic as well as basic. They show the acidic as well as basic oxides or characters. Such type of things are called amphoteric. Such things are known as amphoteric oxides. Example, SiO2, ZnO, BeO, Al2O3. Understand, children? So Al2O3 reacts with both acid and base. So here metallic oxide, that is aluminum trioxide, can react with both acid and base. So we will see that example. Look at here, Al2O3 reacts with HCl and water to give AlH2O6 whole to the power 3 plus 6Cl minus. So here aluminum trioxide is reacting with acid. So in second case, aluminum trioxide again reacts with base, that is sodium hydroxide. Understand? Sodium hydroxide and H2O to give Na3 AlOH power 6, AlOH6. Understand? So what did you understand by this? Some metal oxides, so it is a metal oxide, aluminum trioxide, can react with both acid and base. So this is acid and this is a base, isn't it? Such type of things are known as amphoteric oxides. And there are some oxides which are neither acidic or basic in nature. So whenever they do not show acidic character or basic character, such type of oxides are known as neutral oxides. Example CO, carbon monoxide, nitrous oxide and N2O. Okay, dinitrogen oxide. So this is about simple oxides. Understand? So simple oxides are of three types: acidic, basic, amphoteric. Whenever oxide reacts with water, they give acid, then they are known as acidic oxides. Whenever they react with water to give base, such things are known as basic oxides. And some metallic oxides exhibit dual nature. That means in some cases they are acidic in nature, and in some cases they are basic in nature. Yes, children? Yes. So here we have seen that aluminum trioxide is reacting with both acid and base to give their respective substances. And some oxides which are neither acidic in nature or basic in nature, such type of things are called neutral oxides. Example CO, NO and N2O. So that's all for today's class. In tomorrow's class we are going to see a very important topic, that is about ozone. Thank you, children.